Hey there, everybody. Welcome to another 10 Weather Chat. I am so excited to have another guest on this morning. We have Andrea Rzad. Now, Andrea is going to be joining us because we are highlighting all things gardening. And to be honest, I am such a non-gardener. Like my thumb is not green. But I know for so many people here across East Tennessee, like we get an abundant amount of questions starting, February, March, when it comes into the growing season. So, Andrea, tell me first and foremost what you do, what's your role, what's your expertise in gardening?
Okay. Well, I'm a local garden center owner. I've owned Innovative Garden and Hydroponic Supply for 15 years, and that's now currently located in Alcoa. And I'm also the gardens operation manager at the nonprofit Special Growers in Maryville.
Sweet. So many things. So first and foremost, we're looking at this picture right now. This is from your business.
Yes.
So hydroponics, what is that? I mean, it's such a big word.
It's just basically using a nutrient solution, water, to fertilize your plants in an inert medium. So we're not using soil. We're not waiting for the nutrients to break down in the biology of soil. They're chelated, which means they're automatically available. So the plants just have to eat. They don't have to focus on finding food. So it produces a lot faster than traditional gardening. Now, it's not an organic practice. It's a mineral-based practice, but it's a really good way to grow food in a small space.
Yeah. Do you do it inside or outside?
Everywhere.
Both? Okay. So I didn't know if hydroponics was just indoors or if it is outdoors.
In this picture, this is completely indoors in one of our display rooms, and this is holy basil, purple basil, Genovese basil, and we've got some peppers tucked in the back there too. Yeah. But you out at Special Growers, we're primarily doing hydroponics in greenhouses. We do chives through the winter, as well as all of our basil production comes inside and is in NFT channels through the winter time.
So we're taking a look now at a picture of Special Growers. This is a little bit of an older picture, so I know it's grown a lot since then. But for families and folks who are unfamiliar with Special Growers, what happens at this garden?
Oh my goodness, it's a fantastic place. So our main objective is to have young adults who don't have much of an opportunity after high school for vocation and vocation training, disabled young adults. So we work with our local high schools and have students come out one day a week and work in the gardens through their high school program. And once they graduate, we offer them a job. And also other disabled individuals in the community, if they're looking to try their hand at gardening or harvesting or packaging, because we deliver to over 20 local restaurants between Knoxville and Maryville.
Wow.
So we just grow herbs with the disabled staff and teach them job skills. And a lot of them will move on to another job. This is kind of a launching point for them after they receive job training. But also we have staff who love it there, and they go and work at Publix, or they go and work at another local business and stay with us.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so we have that opportunity. And then in the summertime, we have a summer work program where the students who are out for high school, they looking for a summer job, disabled young adults looking for summer jobs, they can come and work at our garden through the summertime, and that runs from June through the end of July.
That is so cool. What do y'all grow out of the gardens?
Oh my goodness, so many things. We primarily are focused on herbs.
Okay.
That is our biggest seller, our fresh herbs delivered to local restaurants, cut fresh daily.
Yeah. And we're talking like basil,
rosemary, sage, cilantro,
I'm
dill.
drooling.
Chives. If you can think of it as an herb, we grow it. We do epazote, which is a Latin American herb. We do Hoya Santo, just obscure things that certain cuisines are looking for. Thai basil, summer savory, tarragon, just anything you can think of. We try and grow it. If a chef wants it, we will try and fulfill it. Yes, absolutely. But we also have a cut flower program.
Wow.
So we sell a lot of our cut flowers to local businesses and restaurants, as well as we have a subscription program starting in June. It's a monthly subscription program, and we will, if you're in Blount County, we will deliver it to your home on Thursdays.
What about Mother's Day? Could we ever go out there? You think maybe?
Not this year.
Okay.
But in the future, we usually do a little program for Mother's Day for our staff members to create vases of flowers or flower pots and things for their mothers.
How many staff are out there right now?
42 disabled young adults and adults.
Wow. So you definitely have your hands full.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And if people want to find more information about special growers, or if they want to be a part of the program, we have the logo up, but where can people go for that?
Specialgrowers.com. And we're always looking for volunteers to work hand in hand with our disabled staff, retired teachers, people who just have a heart for that type of work, as well as gardening work.
Yeah.
Master gardeners, things like that. People who enjoy being in the garden, or maybe have never gardened and want to give it a try, and enjoy, are retired and have some time on their hands. And we also look for drivers to do our deliveries to our restaurants as well. So there's a lot of different volunteer opportunities, and you can find that information at specialgrowers.com.
I can only imagine that it is therapeutic to be out there. Like I
absolutely.
could just
not only watching the plants grow, planting something, nurturing it, watching them, the plants grow, but also, meeting our staff, working with them and watching them grow too, hand in hand. It's fantastic.
It's a little bit of both.
It is.
Okay, so now, Andrea, I want to pick your brain about gardening things because, again, we get so many questions as meteorologists, and I'm like, don't ask. We have no answers to this. But temperature-wise, both April and March, holy cow.
I know.
They have been so warm. So what has that done, would you say, for this year's gardening season? Like, do you think people planted too early? Do you think there's like a good time to do it?
People always plant too early.
Okay.
Always. And, if you are capable of row covering and protecting your plants, go ahead and plant early. If you don't mind taking the chance and losing some plants and replacing them, go ahead and plant early.
When's early, though? What would you say is early here?
When I first moved to Tennessee, I put my garden in. I had my peppers and basil out March 6th.
Wow.
And March 8th, it snowed. So
I bet that hurt your heart. You were like, no.
Oh, I was out there with all sorts of things, covering everything, and it was a nightmare. But I like to tell people, I know we all get excited. We have the catalogs. We're looking through things. We see the plants available at the big box stores early March, and you've got that itch, and you want to plant. Slow it down a little bit.
When would you say is the ideal time?
The ideal time is, I like to shoot for the 24th of April.
Specific.
Yes, but more specifically, I like to watch the foothills.
Okay.
When the foothills are green to the top, I feel comfortable putting out my tender annuals.
What's a tender annual?
Like my flowering annuals that aren't.
The 24th of April is in 3 days.
I know. I feel like, a lot of people will say the last frost date is April 11th to like the 14th.
Yeah.
I like to push it further. I say you will never have an issue generally if you put your stuff out on Mother's Day.
Perfect.
If you wait for Mother's Day, you probably are not gonna have to worry about covering unless there's some anomaly.
Okay.
But Mother's Day, you're smooth sailing after that. Before that, you're going to have to be more conscious of the temperatures, conscious of the weather, watching your 10-day forecast, seeing what's going on. And that's, in my book, I do that. I look at my 10-day, I write all my dates and my temperatures down, all my rainfall down, so I can plan ahead. I think I'm going to have to go out Saturday night and cover things.
Yeah.
Which I did this week.
I was going to say we had some cooler temperatures.
But we had half an inch of rain out at the garden.
Yes.
And I was praying for that. Like, I swear I almost got down on my knees and cried.
You're like, thank you.
It helps so much. It just helps so much, not having to water. We have 74 beds out there that are 4 by 16.
Wow.
And when you're transplanting this time of year, it's a very strange time because we're transitioning from the greenhouses that are getting too hot, but it's still a little too chilly outside to put things out. So we're not running at full capacity on either space. So getting things out into the garden, they need rain.
Yeah.
They need a more temperate environment.
Yeah.
If we blast them with heat and dryness, it's very hard on those transplants. So I was out Saturday night just transplanting as much as I could because I knew the rain was coming, and it would water things in really good and and we had this cooler weather, so it wouldn't be so stressful. So you really have to watch the weather. Work hand in hand with Mother Nature, and it's just vital. It's vital.
Yeah.
It makes you do less work in the end.
Makes sense. We've had quite a few viewers who have messaged us that saying that things are growing, we're talking a month early.
Absolutely. I'm noticing peonies in bloom right now, and we usually have those in bloom around Mother's Day or right before in the beginning of May. And I've seen a lot of them that are in full bloom right now. The blackberries are in bloom right now, going through a blackberry winter. So it has. This spring has been much warmer and much drier than last year. Last year we had too much rain. I don't want to say too much rain. We had a lot of rain last spring, and there were areas where people had tomatoes planted out and they were just failing to thrive because they were waterlogged. And I had a lot of reports that people didn't have a really good early season on their tomatoes because things were just too wet. And I even saw it at my shop. We had areas where we had tomatoes out uncovered, and then we had some under like greenhouse covering, and the ones that were out in the rain, there was just so much rain they never had a chance to really dry out, and they were stunted compared to the ones that were able to dry out. So we just had a tremendous amount of rain last spring, which is still a good thing. I mean, there's ways to work around those issues. And
you literally answered my next question, was if there's such a thing as too much rain or not enough rain. I mean, of course, not enough rain, right?
Yeah. But you don't want your root system to stay waterlogged in the soil and stay too wet.
Yeah.
Especially as the temperatures rise, you can get root rot and
How
things
can
like
you
that.
tell that maybe you have too much water?
Too much water looks suspiciously like not enough water.
Really? Okay.
It does. So when we have root rot and the roots are not transporting that water up into the plant because they're just physically unable because they're rotten, the plants will droop and sag. So it looks like they need water because they do. The roots aren't bringing it up.
Okay.
So you want to, allow, I would rather have a plant, and this goes for our indoor gardeners too.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a plant that is a little thirsty than overwatered.
Interesting.
We have a tendency to overlove things, and I am very good at that. But some things need a little proper neglect, and we need that root system to stretch out into the soil. We need it to go and find some water. We need it to go down deep. And sometimes when they're a little dry, that's what pushes that to happen. If it's too wet, the root ball stays very small, can get rotten, and it isn't a really good support. So it has to dry out. The soil has to dry out a little bit, but not as dry as it's been this spring.
Yes. We have more rain coming this weekend. So you will be out there again being very happy.
Good.
Okay, so people who are new to gardening, probably like William and I who are doing this, do you have any tips for us?
Don't be intimidated. If your plant dies, that it's not the end of the
cry.
world. No, I mean, you can, but I'm somebody who definitely has a relationship with my plants. But one of my very good friends used to say the difference between an amateur grower and a professional grower is a professional has killed thousands of plants. It happens.
Yeah.
Don't let it dissuade you. Keep trying. Watch the weather. Talk to your local garden center. They will have tips and tricks for that season, with things they're experiencing, what they're doing with their watering, what they're doing in their gardens, and what they've seen in years past. They have that knowledge. So go and pick some brains, and don't be afraid to experiment and try things. And if you lose a plant or two, just replant. It'll be okay.
Makes total sense. So, Andrea, is there anything else you want to add into this conversation? Because I know we've covered a lot. I mean, indoor planting, outdoor planting, special growers, all sorts of things. Is there anything else? If people want to find more information or ask you questions, where would be the best place to go for that?
For asking me questions, my shop at Innovative Hydroponic Supply in Alcoa.
Okay.
Any questions about special growers, reach out through the website. I have a great team of girls there that will get back to you, and we have a wonderful volunteer coordinator, and that works in all of those communications. Either way. And Special Growers does have our garden dinner series coming up throughout the summer. Generally the last Sunday of the month. I think we're taking July off this year because
it'll
it's
be a little
heat.
hot.
Yeah, because we do hold it in a greenhouse, and it's a spectacular evening where local chefs come out, and it's a fundraiser for the garden. And I believe our August dinner still has availability, so check out our website and you'll see that under our events. And anytime we do anything special, we do art projects. One of our Spencer, one of our employees, he has little photography hobby, and we're highlighting his garden photos. He does really great insect, bees, and butterfly photos at this next dinner that will be available for purchase. So anytime we have nice made crafts or arts from our staff members, or extra things from the garden, or we have extra bouquets that can be picked up, just check out our website and our Facebook page at specialgrowers.com.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for being here, Andrea.
Absolutely.
You have just broadened my horizon on a lot of things growing, but we appreciate you being
Wonderful.
here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.